Alright, people, big up on yourself. Welcome back to Ultimate Champ TV Vlogs. Where, we do vlogging about, various different things. But today, I kind of want to introduce my chef side. People always say, I post something about music and so forth. So I introduce my chef side. How I start out in our business, all the ups and downs. You see me? The stories. And things me can probably teach, some other people that come up and we are try make them way through the culinary industry. And any other advice me can give. But more introduce chef side to people. So them understand what we do as a chef, how we come through this business and how it's going so far, how me see business now versus what it used to be back then. Advice to anybody, hotel things. May I go you probably find me probably do some interview or some chat with some chefs, people from hospitality industry as a regard to what may I try if you do. So, most people might know me as like a DJ. Most people know me for different kind of things. However, I'm a chef by profession. Garde Manger chef to be exact. Who is a Garde Manger chef? A Garde Manger chef, somebody who specializes in cold food production, basically. Most people version of when they make, cold food and certain things say, okay. You just cut to can put, but it's way more than that. Way more than that. A lot of creativity lies in it. A lot of skills. For example, your fruit carvings, your ice carvings, you can become a sushi. There's so much things as regard to cold food. Just by the scale. Not saying no, me do other things, but that's one of my main areas of focus. My main skill area. Alright, so I'm start out for love the part I work, Because we start out, of course, we go hard. Been doing food preparation from high school, straight through. And before I reach this, so when finishing hot, when I go and apply for a job. So I never mention, I don't mention places yet. When I reach there, so because we have a lot of things to cover as a regard to the culinary side because the journey is so long. Yeah, so as a matter of fact, the first job me apply for coming out of when I finish hot was not even a chef job. Applied to be a server. And do the test. Finish. And them check my papers, them and realize say, okay, but you're qualified to be a chef and we need people. So if them ask me if more go kitchen or so, I say cool, no problem. And then from there, enter in the kitchen. I don't want to start mention some names yet. This is just an introduction to how reach in our business and just introducing the chef side basically. Reaching our kitchen now to get interviewed by the chef. Chef wasn't there on the day. Was the exec so never forget Rahul. Big up Rahul. And was there also Jacinth. Never forget Jacinth. Jacinth was our admin back then. And he asked me if I ever work in any kind of food. That's one thing I'm feel say need to cut out of some industry. If you have to develop programs for younger people that come through, right people to teach them. Because the first thing they ask me, where me ever work before. Me just 18 going 19, just finish hot when we get work experience. Anyway, Justin look for Raul and say, you know what, let me give him a grade 3 cook and make him start out there. And them say, okay, we're gonna let you start out as a grade 3. Okay, start out now. Did want some papers and things, so of course me say, okay, I think it was a Thursday. I say, alright, I take the weekend go look for JP, HP, CP, DP. Everybody for write a recommendation for you. Cause you know how you go. Jamaica thing. You need a whole heap of recommendation before you can get one job. If you walk around, find JP, sign this, sign that, and then start the Monday morning. Going in the Monday morning. And as I said, throughout the stories them, you're going to hear me talk about the culinary field, what we come through, you're going to hear a lot of names repeating, which we soon get to. You're going to hear names like Damien Babu Myers, Rowan Diego McDonald, Antoinette, people like Japa. You're going to hear them names they repeat because they are people who did very integral in our grown development. And of course, Sean is you. So you're going to hear these names as regard these stores them just starting out in a hotel. So walking in the kitchen in the Monday morning, the first chef me ever interact with was Damien Myers. So walking in, you're nervous. Your first day, you don't really know nobody coming in as a youth. I said to Dame, see him and him acknowledge me and him look at me walking and him say, I don't remember him say, but I say, say I'm my first day and and him say, I say, okay, come. I bring me to go make French toast. Never forget. Never forget that moment. And I can't remind him now. I'm say I'm along the journey. Yeah, I go connect the dots them and see how things work. So the first chef I ever interact with was Damien Myers. Alright, so here I go mention the name the first hotel now. So that was Grand Palladium. So when Damien bring me if you go make French toast now, Damien show me what you do and I say okay, start out. In space about the next 2-3 minutes, me hear a door like somebody kick the door. One man come in and cuss bad word left, right, and center. That time was like breakfast supervisor named Gainer. Anybody used to work in a hotel with no Gainer. Gainer have one eye. The man a cuss some bad word from here so long go down the road. Me I wonder what me do now. My first day on the work and me out to get fire. And Gainer cuss non-stop and him a take up the French toast them. And cussing and me I say, what me do? But anyway, me not really pay much mind still. I did a little nervous, I do me I do same way. Yeah man, so me at the breakfast on the first day. Jump in, help with breakfast in a very big hotel, man. Anybody work at Pali, them know say yo. That's a mansion. And as me say, me I introduce certain things first because you're gonna hear me talk about some places and some things a lot of experiences and what were some things where you did things are negative back then, but I did some crucial part of your development coming in through. And you realize after moving on and forwarding through, you realize say, yo, these are things where build you and strengthen you. Where in every industry you find that. And a lot of things are missing out of the industry now where back then you feel like you're working at a military camp as a regard to hotel business. It felt like a military camp, sous chefs, CDPs, then dep on your case. It's like you almost have to strive for perfection, but it wasn't necessarily perfection. It's part of the strong foundational grooming there where you receive because these are how these chefs learn the business. And chef work is not a what they call it now. And a dice you play. You try that approach in a hotel now, probably you get arrested or staff left your work, cry on them so. Or staff care gal HR. Yeah man, so the business change. So that's kind of one of the basis of why me want to start that kind of reasoning as a regard to how the industry itself kind of changes stories them, what cause it to change, what the effects are missing now, the good things, the bad things, how it looking, and stuff along that line. That is what kind of cause For really. Because I see a lot of changes in our business now. A lot of changes. Yeah, so we just make an introduction to the content where we may go do as a regard to the culinary side and so forth. So people can understand where we're forward from. People can give them comment or any opinion about what they might experience, any advice they